Hey everybody, it's Emily, the Crazy Worm Lady. I just wanted to come with an update today on my worm factory. I am doing something a little bit different, trying to get ready to harvest a few of these trays. So I wanted to show you what I'm doing and let you see what's going on in the bin. So as you guys probably noticed, this is not our feeding tray. I have moved my two lowest trays up to the top, on top of my feeding tray, hoping to actually have them migrate down into the current feeding tray, so I will have less worms to sift out of here. So I put this on here on Monday, and it actually already looks like there's a little bit less worms in here than there was before, but you'll notice there's a lot of springtails in this bunch as well. So I know some people get bothered by that, but I'm hoping as this dries out a little bit and these worms move down, it'll be less of an issue. So these castings are going to be pretty easy to screen. They're not too wet. I think it'll be a pretty good process. So let me show you the tray below and then we'll take a look at our feeding tray. So this is my other tray. I'm trying to get these worms to move down a little bit. Again, there's still a lot of worms in here, but not nearly as many as were in here a few days ago. I think I usually have about a couple hundred worms in each tray, so I do my best to try to lure a few out before I have to sift. It just makes less work for me in the end. But you know, as you can see, these castings are really pretty. Some of those white specks are just some eggshell, but there are a lot of springtails in the mix as well. So let's take a look at our feeding tray and maybe we will add a little bit of food to that. Okay, so here's our feeding tray. I mixed it up the other day before I put the two other trays on top, but take a look at all of the springtails down here. Still not quite sure what enticed them to become so active in this tray, but I'm just not worrying about it a whole lot. We got a ways to go before we really have to worry about their numbers being really high because the worms are still getting along splendidly in here. So look at our piece of cabbage that we've been working on for, gosh, it feels like months. It's actually getting closer and closer, so it can in fact break down. I'm sure that stem probably won't, but I'm still gonna try. Here's some of an orange peel. A lot of springtails, but there's some worms in the area as well. Here's another one. And despite the fact that this is citrus, it looks like the worms are doing just fine. They're all over it and they've cleared out this rind pretty well. I mentioned it before, but it actually smells really good. Doesn't look like the citrus is burning them at all. They are actually all over it. So check that out, guys. I mean, I'm just really impressed with how many worms finally made their way up and how quickly they've been going through this once they kind of got beyond some of the cabbage and all that was in here. But you know, this is always one of my little nerdy things that I love, is just seeing these high densities of worms everywhere. This tray feels really warm, and I think that's just the breakdown process. But I need to probably be pretty careful about adding too much food right now because I don't want the worms to shy away because they feel like they're getting too hot. My guess would be that this tray is well over 70 degrees. Actually, I'm going to grab my thermometer that came with the worm factory and just test the temperature in here to show you guys what temperature it actually is inside this bin. So I found this, looks like it's a pear pit in here, and look at how many worms are all over it. one of my favorite things right here, guys, like a little worm ball. This was kind of right down in the middle of the tray, and their densities over here are just crazy high. They're getting all over my hands. But I mean, look at that. I could just pull these right out and move them to a new bin if I wanted. They're doing excellent in here. So let's check the temperature. I just got sidetracked a second. I don't know if you can see that, but it looks like it's reading 72 in the warmest spot in here. I actually thought it would be a little bit higher. It just feels really warm to me. But it doesn't seem to be moving much beyond that anywhere in this bin. So it's still perfectly safe for the red wigglers. But let's just see what these working trays, what temperature they're reading. Or processing trays, I guess we should call them. These look like they're reading more 70 or even slightly below 70. So it definitely is a hair warmer on the working tray. And I'm kind of surprised because it's getting a little bit warmer outside. Our house is at about 65, 66 degrees right now. But these bins are definitely running a little bit warmer than that. So I just thought I'd give you guys this quick update today. I will show you some of our castings later this week once I sift these trays. I'm going to use these worms for a new project. So please like this video, subscribe if you want some more content from me, and I will be back in the next few days with some more updates on my other bins. So I will talk to you guys soon.